FMCSA proposing speed limiter rule. I'm just curious. Love it? Hate it?
Well, there's not a mile per hour. Go ahead, man.
They haven't got.
I was going to say, I think we talked about it off air, but you worry about getting the safety issue of it, of traffic getting backed up because the truck can only go 59 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour when everybody's flying around you, and how the impacts it has there on just regular traffic flow.
And it'll have an impact beyond just that. I mean, we know that variability of the traffic flow is a big problem.
Right.
I mean, drivers have stated that, and I promise you the FMCSA is aware of that. Like, it's not a secret. But if you project that forward, it's going to impact manufacturer of trucks.
Yeah.
And so when you buy a truck, a new truck will come standard with that setting, and to override that or overrule it will be a challenge if you were so, wanting, and some people will. And then the other challenge with that then is, we want to get cleaner trucks on the road. Well, a speed limiter rule is going to mean a lot of independent operators keep their old truck.
Yep.
I mean,
ELD did the same thing.
ELD did the same thing, and so did 2010 when the emission standards changed.
Yep.
I mean, everybody that could get grandfathered in is just running those trucks as long as they can. And so those kinds of things happen. The speed limiter rule, to me, it comes up every few years, and it never seems to work itself out. So I don't really sweat it. And the thing I'll say about it is the big companies are already doing it.
Right.
And if you're a new driver into the industry, you're probably going to have to go through a big company to get your career started. In most cases, it's not that big of a deal. Just do what the truck does. Don't worry about it. I always felt it was more relaxing to get in the right lane and roll down the road at 63 than to try to be, weaving in and out of traffic and getting past this guy or that guy or the other. If you don't have lane restrictions or dedicated highways, I don't know how the speed limiting thing's going to work. I mean, honestly.
I agree. And especially, it's always interesting, too, because it's like they set such a hard number, but some states, I mean, when we came over from Oregon, we drove over, and Wyoming, wide open,
right,
mile, the roads are a lot faster. It should be more of a variable thing, I think, than here's a strict number. So it's just, I don't know. I just feel like the approach, while I understand where they're coming from, I think, one, drivers should know, again, whether that variability, what's the traffic going, that seems to be more safe. And then two, if you want to get better miles per gallon, you're going to be going slower anyway. So it's like,
if you already care about that, you're already going slow.
Yeah.
We teach our drivers to drive slightly slower than the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
And that's what we want you to do. If you're going too fast or faster than the flow of traffic, first of all, it takes you longer to stop. And then you're always closing. If you're going faster than traffic, you're always reducing your following distance.
Right.
So that's a double whammy. So that's why if you're going slightly slower than traffic, you're always extending your following distance. That's good, right? And you don't need as far to stop. So, but we don't want you to be a hindrance to the people around you. And if there's a speed limiter rule, I promise you there's a driver out there who's going to swing in the left lane and create the rolling roadblock.
Yep.
And there'll be road rage incidents, and there'll be things that happen. And it's not going to be Armageddon or anything.
Right.
But it just doesn't seem like, we talked about the one size fits all. It doesn't really work for our industry. It's so varied with the different niches of tankers or animal movements or whatever, whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
And you can't just say, well, everybody do this and it be workable.
Yeah, that makes sense.